we're doing another pantry meal. I had one chicken breast left in the freezer. I'm gonna put that in my Instapot. And let me wash my hands right quick. I've got that chicken breast, and I'm using my Instapot to cook it in. I've also got a can of black beans. I've got a can of this white chicken chili magic. I've never bought this before or used it before, but I think it's going to be good. It's just like for white chicken chili, but you add the chicken and some broth, and I'm going to throw that in there. I have a can of diced tomatoes with green chili rotel. And then I have this little seasoning packet for a quick soup starter I bought for my niece, selling it for her school. And they didn't like it very good, but I think I'm going to take the corn and the beans out and just use the seasoning in it. And I think it's going to be good. But I'll tell you all at the end how it turns out. I've also got some corn that I put up in the freezer. I've got a couple of ears here that I need to use. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that off the cob and add it to it as well. And I'm also going to add some Better Than Bouillon chicken broth. And I'll tell you how that turns out. I took the corn and beans out, and I just left the seasoning in there and added some water to it. And I'm just going to pour it right in my Instapot, right on top of that chicken, and cook it. I'm also going to, I guess I'll wait and let my corn thaw out to cut it off the cob. But I've got it in here, and I'm going to put it on high power for 30 minutes. And then we'll shred it with our mixer and add the other ingredients. Shouldn't take long at all to fix. Okay, this is what our chicken looked like after it's cooked. I'm going to shred it and then put the other ingredients in it. It looks really good. It smells delicious. This is our chicken after I shredded it. I'm going to go ahead and add our can of rotel with diced tomatoes and chilies. I'm going to add this can of chili magic. It's for white chicken chili, and you add chicken and chicken broth. I'm just going to add that in there as well. It does have some beans in it. I'm also going to add this can of black beans. I think I'm going to rinse these first. Go ahead and throw them in there and rinse them. Okay, I went ahead and defrosted that corn in the microwave for about a minute, and then I cut it off the cob, and I'm just going to add it to my pot. And I'll tell you, this looks amazing. It smells amazing, and it's making a big pot too, so I'll probably share it with my son or mother-in-law. But it's looking good. Now, I went ahead and got my chicken bouillon, and I didn't have a ton in it, but I'm going to go ahead and I added some hot water to it, and I'm going to go ahead and add what I've got in there, and then add some more water to it as well to make it soupy, because I like my soup really soupy, if that makes sense. But, I mean, you can tell it's very substantial. Yeah, that looks amazing. Get some more water. I'm going to go ahead and add 4 cups of hot water to it as well. And added some more hot water to the jar, and I'm just shaking it up so I can get all that out, because it gives the best flavor. So I got it all out there. Don't want to let any of it go to waste. Okay, we're really just heating this through, so I'm going to cook it. I'm going to cook it for, let's say, wait a minute. I've got it on my soup setting. It'll cook for 30 minutes, and then I'm going to keep it on warm. And I'll show you what it looks like when we get done. Okay, our soup is ready, and this is what it looks like. I think it's going to be absolutely delicious. And I'm going to take my son and his family some. My grandbaby is sick with the flu. And we've got snow here, and it's supposed to snow some more, I think, tomorrow. They've already called school off for tomorrow as well. So we're going to just stay in. This will be something that's warm and cozy, and it'll taste good, and hopefully everyone will feel better soon. I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this recipe and pantry meal, and we're going to continue on with No Buy January using all of our pantry food. Okay, everyone, I'm going to share a recipe with you. I've never made this before. It's chicken and wild rice soup. I think it's going to be really good. The ingredients that you're going to need, and I will link the recipe down in the description box, is chicken breast, some wild rice mix, parsley, thyme, Italian seasoning, basil or a bay leaf, onion, carrots, and celery, and salt and pepper. And then we'll also need some flour, half and half, heavy whipping cream or whole milk. And like I said, I will leave the instructions with it down in the description box. This is a slow cooker recipe. I'm going to be doing it in my Instapot because I am running out of time. So I'm going to go ahead and just add my, also chicken broth. Add my chicken to the bottom of my pan. Just a minute here. Wash my hands. I forgot we're also going to need chicken broth, and I like to use the better than bouillon. It just gives it a better flavor to me. Okay, so we've got our chicken in here. We're going to add approximately 1 teaspoon, it says. You know, I feel like season with your heart. If you want to put a little bit more, go right ahead. It definitely ain't going to hurt it. It's a very cold and rainy day today, so we are going to have soup for dinner. And my daughter and grandbaby are on their way here for a few days. Her husband is gone for drill. I've told you all about him. He's in the reserve, and he has to go away for work a lot. And then also we get to see our grandbaby that way that lives away from here. Some parsley. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cut my vegetables up and put them in here as well. That way they will soften up. We're going to do an onion. Rachel Ray always had something called the garbage bowl that she used to put her scraps in. And you know what? It's a really good idea because when you're cooking, you don't have to run back and forth to the garbage can or the disposal. I am not the best when it comes to cutting, but I try my best. I have had the chicken and wild rice soup before. My daughters have made it. And it's really easy to make. Appears to be anyway. Especially if you make it in a slow cooker. Like I said, I'm doing this in my Instant Pot. Because I don't have time to let my chicken cook slow. So I'm going to put my veggies in here. With the chicken. And those will take about 30 minutes to cook, I think. I like to take a vegetable peeler to my carrots. Just makes it easier to cut them up. did get rid of all my plastic cutting boards, and I'm now using this titanium one. I think it's safer. It doesn't have any plastic that can come off. And you can just put it in the dishwasher to sanitize it. I've been trying to use my pantry items. Chad did stop and get me some chicken. I don't keep a lot of meat on hand. When I did my butcher box, it was convenient because the meat was frozen, but it was ready to use. You just have to lay it out that morning, but I didn't have any more left. I think all I've got left out of it is are 2 or 4 salmon fillets, which we'll have soon. I love salmon. I'm wanting to try a new recipe with it that I think will be good. I got recommended from one of my viewers. And if you have any creative ideas for salmon, let me know in the comments. Let's do some celery. I made my fat-burning soup again this past week, and it was delicious. There was nothing left of it. You got to wash your celery well, guys, because it gets dirt in it. But the fat-burning soup is really just vegetable soup, but it is very high-fiber vegetables. So carrots, celery, onion, tomatoes, cabbage, green pepper, yellow pepper, red pepper. Anyway, check that recipe out. I'll link it down below in my description box as well. But it is so delicious. I used the Better Than Bouillon beef broth and 1 envelope of Lipton onion soup mix and a can of tomato juice. It's absolutely delicious. And the more you cook it, the better it is. It just gets a great flavor. We literally ate the whole thing. There was, I think, 9. We fed 9 people. And it ended up, there was nothing left. It was so good. So, so good. I did get 2 bowls of it. But anyway, there's that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put this in the Instapot for 30 minutes. And then when we come back here, we'll add our rice, we'll put it in a regular pot, add our rice, our chicken broth, and our half and half whole milk or heavy whipping cream or whatever. I also need to put salt and pepper. I forgot that. All right. Okay. Put this on and meet you back here. I'm going to go ahead and add my 4 cups of broth. Or 4 cups of water. And then we'll add the broth when I get it out. Okay, meet you back here in 30 minutes. All right, I went ahead and got them out of the Instapot, or turned the Instapot off, got the pressure off. Now I need to shred my chicken. Hopefully it shreds easy. Oh yeah, it shreds very easy. Thought it would. Yeah, I just love an Instapot because, like, this takes 6 to 8 hours to cook in a crock pot. And I cooked it for 35 minutes in an Instapot, and it's done. And you can't beat that. You just can't, especially if you're in a hurry. I like using a slow cooker, don't get me wrong. But I do have to go pick my grandbaby up from school, which I don't mind to leave my slow cooker on when I'm gone. That don't bother me because it don't get real hot. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pour that over into my big soup pot. And then I'm going to finish it up here. Like I said, this is the first time I've made this. I'm going to go ahead and it looks really good, guys. Hope you can see down in there. Still have a little bit of chicken I didn't get broke up there. But it just literally falls apart. It comes apart really, really good. I love soup when it's cold and rainy out. It's just comforting. Okay, now I got to add 8 cups of chicken broth. So I've got 4 in there. I'm going to add 4 more, and I'm going to add some Better Than Bouillon chicken flavor. For a total of 8 cups of broth. Okay. And I've got the temperature up on that. And I'm going to go ahead and add 4 tablespoons of my Better Than Bouillon chicken flavor. And honestly, I'm going to just go ahead and empty out this jar because it don't have a lot in it. I love this. It just tastes so good. It makes everything taste so much better. And you can get it in beef, vegetable, chicken. I'm not really sure what other flavors, but it's amazing. If I check it and it needs more of a chicken flavor, I've got another jar I can add to it as well. And then we're going to go ahead and add our box of wild grain rice. This has to cook for 45 minutes. And I did let the seasoning packet in. I'm wondering now if I should take it out, because it definitely has the spices in it. But that's okay. I think it'll be all right. I think it will be all right. Let's see. Let's see here. That one box has 6 ounces and it says 1 cup. I'd like to have another cup or another box, but it's okay. It will be fine. It'll work. It will work. It smells really, really good. All right. Rice out there as well. I do like wild rice. And we're going to go ahead and add a cup of half and half. I'm wondering if I should add that now or wait. I think I'll wait till the rice cooks and then add this at the end, or no. Let me go ahead and add it. I don't think it'll hurt. And then right before I serve it, I'm going to go ahead and add 1/4 cup of flour to a cup of whole milk and pour that in as well. But I'm going to cover this and I'm going to let it simmer so that rice gets good and tender. It says 45 minutes. Smells amazing though. It smells really, really good. Okay, so I've got 1 cup of whole milk and 1/4 cup of flour. I'm gonna just whisk this and then pour it in on top of my soup. And this will make it creamy. And then we're just gonna let it sit here and it'll thicken up a little bit. And I think it's gonna be really good. It smells really good. Do you think it smells good, Chad? Do you like chicken and wild rice soup? Huh?
I don't know if I've had it, but it sounds good.
Let me get some of the stuff here to try. It really does smell amazing. Let me show you here. Look at it, how good it looks. Looks really good. Alright. I'm gonna leave that on low there, and I'm gonna try a bite. Got a little bite here. I'm waiting for my daughter to get here to eat. I'm gonna try a bite of it. It's good. It's a lot of flavor. It's really good. Now I'm just getting some out for my dad to take to him, and it just turned out really good. It was absolutely delicious. We loved it. Very good. Show you. How good. Let me know in the comments below. Do you like chicken wild rice soup, or have you ever eaten it or made it before? I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I invite you to do that. I thank you for watching. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Hello everyone. Today we are making a cozy soup. Homemade chicken noodle soup. I've never made it before. My son and grandbaby are sick. They're home from school today. So I'm going to make a pot. I'm going to do it in my Instapot because it's just quicker. But I'm using some chicken breast, carrots, onion, celery. These I've never used before. They're the home style noodles and they're frozen. I think they'll be good. Now you can use whatever seasonings you want, but I am using Kinder's Buttery Poultry Blend, some parsley, Italian, poultry seasoning, thyme, basil, some Better Than Bouillon chicken broth, and salt and pepper. First thing I'm going to do is get my chicken in my pot and get my chicken on to cook. So, this will be fairly easy to put together. This chicken is not even 2 pounds. It's 1.7 pounds. $15.28. Is that not crazy? I think it is. I think it's absolutely crazy. See if I can get it open now. But anyway, we're gonna fix some chicken noodle soup. And I think that's very comforting. You know what? I'm wondering if I should just do one of those chicken breasts and use the other one for something else. I think I will. Wash my hands. I think I'll make some pasta tomorrow and I'll use that chicken in it. Okay, so I'm gonna put some of this Kinder's Buttery Blend. Like I said, the seasoning, I will link a recipe down below, but the seasoning is really just whatever you want to put in it, to be honest. It doesn't have to be what I use. Just do whatever you want to put in it, to be honest. Okay. The stuff from Kinder's is pretty daggone good. Oops. I made a pot of chicken and wild rice. Check that video out. It was absolutely delicious, and it was my first time making it as well. I'm just guesstimating with this. I've got poultry seasoning, Italian seasoning, some parsley. I'm going with a little bit of thyme and a little bit of basil. Probably about a tablespoon. Then we're going to cut up our celery, onion, and carrots. I know some people enjoy that ASMR. If you don't want to, you can skip through it, or I may fast forward it. But all of my onions started to bloom. I redone my old laundry closet and made a walk-in pantry. Love it. We'll try to insert a picture if I remember. But I love it, and it's so nice, and it holds a lot, and it's a lot more accessible to Chad and I. I don't have to get down to get stuff out like I used to. I don't keep a lot of extra food on hand. I just don't like things to go bad. So I don't have a ton like people have a walk-in pantry. Mine's not aesthetic. It's just usable. You know what I mean? And I'm not very good at chopping vegetables. I'm lucky if I don't cut my finger off. But we're going to add just one onion. This is a sort of a small onion. My onions all went bad. I had to throw like 4 away. And I've only had them a couple weeks. So I don't know what's up with that. Let me know if you know in the comments. I don't know if they don't look like they've been frozen and then rethawed. But sometimes I do get some I feel like it's been like that, or potatoes that's been frozen and then rethawed. All right, we're going to go ahead and put our onions in there. I did go ahead and buy the bag of baby carrots. That way we can use the rest of them for snacking. And anyway, I love cooked carrots. I think they're very good. We don't need many, but I may end up using all of them. I may not. I'm so afraid of chopping my fingers off. But in this Instapot, you can do this soup in like 30 minutes. And it turns out amazing. I'm just using celery, onions, and carrots for my veggies. Some chicken and the Reams frozen egg noodles. I think it's going to be really good. Anyway, that might be enough right there. Yeah, I think that's enough carrots. Probably got out too many. Move them back over here. I'll just snack on that. Okay. Let's go ahead and get some celery out. Let's do 2 to 3. Let me rinse them off. Celery gets so dirty. I'm going to cut the ends off of this, even though I washed them. They're still dirty. This is also just preferred celery, carrots, and onions, your mirepoix as they call it. Anyway, I'm going to put this, I'm going to add 4 cups of water, and then I'll add 4 more after we get finished and add our chicken broth. But I'm going to cook this in my Instapot for 30 minutes, and we'll come back after the pressure's released, and we'll shred the chicken, and I'll show you how we'll finish it up. Okay. Pressure just released from my pot, and I'm going to transfer it to my soup pot. Shred this chicken a little bit. You know what I love about soup the best? The broth. I really do. I think it's so cozy. You know why I think so? Because when I was a little girl and I was sick, my mommy would fix soup and let us drink the broth. I remember being sick and my mom fixing us chicken noodle and beef broth. The soup, and she would drain it and let us drink the broth. And it just, I guess it's a comforting thing. I sure do miss my mommy. She's not sick anymore. She's with Jesus. But I sure miss her a lot. It's sure hard. It's coming up on 3 years in December next month. And it sure don't seem like it's been 3 years. How have we survived without her? I don't know. But we're taking care of Daddy and doing the best we can. So I hope she's proud of us. I don't know why I got on that, but anyway, I guess the soup reminded me of her. I'm going to go ahead and turn this burner on medium-high. I'm going to add, this actually has a recipe for chicken noodle soup on the back of the container. And it says to add 2 cups of heavy whipping cream or half and half and 8 tablespoons of butter. And I'm going to do that too, along with my chicken broth. So I'm going to add some more water and chicken broth to it. I had added 4 cups of water, and I'm going to add 4 more. And I'm going to add probably 2 or 3 tablespoons of this chicken better than bouillon. I love it. I think it gives the absolute best flavor. It tastes like homemade. Let me know if you've ever tried it. It's so good. There's 2 more cups. 4 more cups. It actually says 12 cups. But I'm going to do 8 to start out. may end up going ahead and adding another 4 cups. I'm going to add a stick of butter. I also forgot to add my salt and pepper earlier, so I'm going to go ahead and do that as well. And when this comes to a boil, I'm going to add my noodles in, and they have to cook for 20 minutes. I already think I'm going to go ahead and add another heaping spoonful of this Better Than Bouillon, and maybe another 2 to 4 cups of broth. Water. It says 12 cups of water to begin with. I will make sure to leave the recipe down in the description box as well. More cups. So I did end up going ahead and doing 12 cups of water or broth. It's water used with broth. Go ahead and add my home-style noodles, the whole bag. This looks and smells amazing, guys. I think it's going to be really good. Alexa, set a 20-minute timer. Look at that. How good that's going to be. A big chunk of chicken somewhere I need to break up probably. Right there, big chunk of chicken. Ow. I'm going to go ahead and add my heavy whipping cream and a half cup of flour. I guess it's more of a creamy chicken noodle soup. Okay, I'm going to come back in 20 minutes and our noodles should be done and everything should be finished, and we'll do a taste test. This soup turned out so creamy and delicious. To me, it was a cross between chicken and dumplings and a chicken pot pie, like the filling that you would have in it. And it was delicious. It was just such a good comfort meal. We loved it. I think I fed 9 people out of it that day. Guys, we are cooking up some taco soup for dinner. This is going to come together so quick and it's going to be so yummy. I've got a pound of ground beef, 80-20. We're just going to dump that in there. Let me wash my hands. I hope you all can hear me good. Let me know in the comments. I got a new lapel mic that attaches to my camera, And hopefully you all will be able to hear me good. So I'll be glad to have that, which my kids tell me I didn't probably need it, but I got one anyway. Ain't that funny? They're so funny. They're just so funny. Ain't they precious? They're just precious. But anyway, I'm a big nut. You all know that. I'm going to go ahead, and the first thing we're going to do is get this ground beef browned up, and then we'll start adding our seasonings and our canned veggies. I'm going to dice up 1 onion and 4 garlic cloves while this is heating up, okay? And I'll show you all everything I do, and the recipe will be linked down in the description box. Get a butter knife. It's one. It's 2. I'm just going to do 3 because that was 2 stuck together, I think, and this is a bigger one. So we're just going to do 3, but it calls for 4, and that's what I would do. But this one was big, and that other one had 2 stuck together. So I don't want it to be overpowering with garlic. You know what I mean? Now I'm going to get my onion and get it chopped up. I'll go ahead and put our onions in. Get this out of the way. I'm going to get it completely browned before I start adding my seasoning and my other ingredients, okay? It's getting brown. I'm going to go ahead and add our spices right quick. Everything's getting done. Okay, I'm going to do, for my seasoning, I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of oregano. 1 teaspoon. I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of chili powder. 1 tablespoon. I'm going to do 2 teaspoons of cumin. 2 teaspoons of cumin. And I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of salt. Stir this in. And it gives you those taco scent. Some of the same seasonings you use in chili as well. I'm going to turn this down to medium. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a can of black beans, and I'm just going to add the juices with it. I typically drain those, but I'm not going to in this dish since it's soup. I think it'll be fine. And there's a lot of nutrients in that black bean brine. I'm going to add 1 can of Mexican style corn. It's got whole kernel corn with red and green bell peppers. I'm going to add 1 can of fire roasted diced tomatoes. Look at those. Those look good. I accidentally picked these up and I was like, well, those will be perfect for that because it called for a can of diced tomatoes. And then 1 can of chili beans. One can of green chilies. I love green chilies. Let me know in the comments below. Do you love green chilies? I made taco sliders the other day. If you haven't watched that video, check it out. I think it'd be good for the Super Bowl. I think it would be neat to do a taco, everything taco. Taco sliders, taco pizza, tacos, taco soup, taco, loaded tacos, loaded nachos. Let me know in the comments if you all like that idea. And then I'm going to get me 4 cups of beef broth. And I use the Better Than Bouillon. And you just use 1 teaspoon with 8 ounces of water. Okay, I've got 4 cups of my beef broth here. And I just mixed 4 tablespoons with hot water. And it's as easy as that. That's the ingredients. We're just going to let this come to a simmer. I'm going to turn it up and let it come to a little bit of a roll and boil. And then I'm going to turn it down and let it simmer for about 30 minutes before we eat. And I'll show you what our bowls look like when it gets done, okay? And the toppings I've got to put on it is tortilla strips, some Mexican cheese, some Kobe Jack cheese, and some sour cream. I think that's going to be really good. Plus, I've also got oyster crackers. Got these oyster crackers. And I don't know if y'all remember these in my meal haul, my shopping haul. And they're the Quest protein chips. And I'm going to use those on mine. 17 grams of protein, 3 net carbs. I'm just going to crush them up and put them on the top. I think it'll be really good. Okay, everyone. Our soup is done. Look at this, how good it looks. Look at that. Here's my bowl. I put some Mexican cheese, some sour cream, and the Quest protein chips in it.
This soup turned out absolutely delicious. We all enjoyed it, and I sent a huge container of it home with my son for his family. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. God bless you, and have a great day. Bye.
Hello, everyone. I have been trying for 2 weeks to make this lasagna soup, and for one reason or another, it's just not happened. I've purchased the meat for it 2 or 3 times, ended up making something else with it. Then we went to our daughter's this weekend, so I had to put it in the freezer to keep it from going bad. Then I had to thaw it back out, and I don't like typically doing that. I like using fresh meat. But anyway, for this lasagna soup, these are the things you're going to need. And all the ingredients and the recipe and directions and all that will be down in the description box as always. I've got some ground round right here that's been thawing. We're going to need an onion, some garlic cloves, some salt and pepper, sea flake, salt, tomato paste, diced tomatoes, tomato sauce. It says the bow tie pasta. I like to use the little lasagna noodles, but I could not find those, so I'm using fusilli. I think is how you say that. Some ricotta cheese, Parmesan cheese, mozzarella cheese. You're also going to need some chicken broth. But honestly, this is not going to take long at all to make. The first thing we're going to do is brown our ground beef, and while we do that, I am going to chop up my onion and my garlic and get it started with it. I am going to use a little bit of olive oil in my pan to get it started. All right, so I added my olive oil. I'm going to go ahead and put my ground brownie in. It costs for 1 pound. This is almost 1.5 pounds, and I think I'm going to use just 1 pound of it and probably put the rest in the fridge in a bag and use it for another recipe. Let me wash my hands. We're going to get this meat browned up, and I'm going to add my garlic and my onion to it. And the reason it turned a little bit brown looking is because when oxygen hits it or air hits it, it turns brown, but you can see it's still red. It smells fine, and it's fine because, like I said, I froze it and it thawed out in the fridge, and it's perfectly fine. So while that's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and chop up my onion and garlic and add that. And we'll go ahead and add our garlic and our onion. And it smells good already. All right. And I'm fixing it in this big cooker since it's soup. This really doesn't have much drippings in it, so I think we're going to be okay with that. I'm just going to go ahead and let our garlic and onions get tender. And I'll go ahead and add our seasoning. Okay, and we'll go ahead and add a teaspoon of pepper. And then for Italian seasoning, I'm going to add, it says 1, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons, or that's teaspoon, it said 1 tablespoon. So I'm just going to add 2 teaspoons. And then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of sea salt. So got that here. Salt flakes. Okay. Stir that up. Smells amazing. Anytime you make garlic and onions, it's amazing. All right, I'm going to go ahead and add my canned vegetables. And my can opener here. Opening up my diced tomatoes, and you don't want to drain these. Putting in a whole can of diced tomatoes. I'm going to put in a whole 15-ounce can of tomato sauce. Open that now. Pouring in my tomato sauce. And then we're going to put in 3 ounces of this tomato paste. This is 6 ounces, and I'll freeze the rest of it so it doesn't go to waste in a Ziploc bag. And you can do this by tablespoons. I'm just going to probably put the whole thing in there, but anyway, it'll be good. So I'm going to put half a can of their tomato paste, 3 ounces. Okay. And we're going to stir this up. Looks really good, doesn't it? Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add 8 ounces of pasta. It says bow tie. If you can find the miniature lasagna noodles, that's what you do. This is a 16-ounce bag, so I'm going to add half of it. And it's uncooked. You don't cook it first. And I'll go ahead. I'm using the Rayos. So I use half a bag, 8 ounces. Now we're going to add 4 cups of chicken broth. I also think that beef broth would be fine here, but it calls for chicken broth, and I like to do the recipe the way it says the first time I make it, so we're going to use chicken broth. I like to use the Better Than Bouillon. I'm going to make 4 cups of it, and it's got the, how you do it right on top. 1 teaspoon and 8 ounces of water makes 8 ounces of broth. This is a 2-cup measure, so I'm going to do that twice. Put that in there. And here's the other 2 cups for a total of 4. Okay. And then it says you can also add a cup of water. I think I'm just going to take my tomato sauce can and put some water in it and add it to it. Just like that. There we go. Okay, now while that's cooking, and we need to let that cook until our noodles are tender. And on the bag, it says to cook for 9 to 11 minutes. So once this comes to a boil, we'll time it, okay, because it's not boiling yet. And we're going to put together our cheese part of the lasagna soup. And I'll show you how to do that while we're waiting for it to come up to boil. Let me get a bowl. Okay, I'm going to put my bowl for my cheese mixture right there so you can see it good. You can see it good. Okay, sitting on that burner and it's not on. Where lasagna soup's coming up to boil. We want 2 ounces of mozzarella. This is a 16-ounce bag, so just a small portion of that. Half would be 8, a fourth would be 4. So not a ton, about like that. Then we want 1/4 cup of parm and a 1/2 cup of ricotta. 1/4 cup of parm, that's, I'll measure it and see, but that looks pretty close to it. This is a 4th measuring cup. Let's see here. And pretty much right there. This has just a tiny bit left. I'm going to go ahead and add it because there's no need to let it go to waste. And then we're going to add a 1/2 cup of ricotta. And I'll measure that out. So this is a 4th cup. We'll do this twice. Chad is home if you hear something in the background. He stopped at the produce barn for me.
So good.
You smell it? It's lasagna soup. I've never had lasagna soup, have you? Really? And it was actually very easy to make, believe it or not. I thought it was going to be hard, but it's been really simple. Okay. Oops. This spoon here. There's 1/4. And we'll get another 1/4 for a total of 1 cup. All right, there we go. So I'm going to over here mix it up. So we've got Parmesan, mozzarella, and ricotta cheese, which is all things that you put in lasagna. It's just like a lasagna, but it's in a soup form. I think it's going to be really delicious. Our soup has started boiling. Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes. Volume 10, Alexa. Alexa, volume 10. Okay, and that's what it's going to look like when it's mixed up. Okay, we've got our soup boiling and everything's going. And I'll meet you back here in about 10 minutes. And I'll bowl it up for you and show you how we're going to serve it. Okay, everyone, our pasta's finished cooking and our lasagna soup is ready. Oh, this looks so good. And when we finish it off, it's going to be gorgeous. Gorgeous. I'll fix Chad a plate here. Move you right here. Take our filling, put it there. That, and then we're going to sprinkle a little bit of Italian seasoning on top. If you have fresh basil, that would be a good time to use it. Isn't that beautiful? This was absolutely delicious. Leave me a comment below if you make this, and thank you for watching. God bless you and see you tomorrow. I thank you for watching. If you don't mind to give me a thumbs up, it really helps my channel out, and I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.